Welcome back. This is the Tabs and Windows tutorial on the Firefox web browser. What we're going to learn is the differences between tabs and windows in your web browser. This, where my email is considered a tab. A tab is inside of a window. So this, a web browser within itself, is considered a window. If I wanted to add another tab within this window, I would click this plus sign right here, and it will allow me to add a tab. And what you see here, these boxes underneath, these are my most visited websites. And so I can click on any of these and enter into that particular website. So if I wanted to click on SurveyMonkey, it would open right up in that particular web browser. So I'm going to log out. I'm going to sign out of SurveyMonkey. Okay. The next thing is to open a new window. And I like to give the analogy of the tabs are considered like curtains that decorate the window. So we're going to create another window and put tabs or curtains within that window. So what I would do is I would click File and then not New Tab, because the new tab would put a tab within the current window. I want to open an entirely new window. I'm going to click New Window, and so you see it opens up a brand new window, and the two websites that open up are my preferences. So anytime I open up Firefox, my my google.com and my Google Voice will automatically open up. And again, those are my preferences that I had set up. So now we're going to learn how to toggle in between windows. So if I click Window here, and you see here, this is the previous window where my email is, and I'm going to click on Inbox. And so now we've just toggled from one window to another. I'm going to click again and go back to the previous window. I'm going to click Google, and now this window opened up. Now, if I want to open up another tab here, I click on Tab, and I can either enter a website address, or I can click on one of my most recent or my frequently visited websites here. Now we're going to go back to the first window that we opened up. I'm going to click on Window and go back to the initial window. And now we're going to open up Open Class. So I'm going to click on More and then Open Class. And you see what happens. It opens up in a brand new window. It doesn't cancel out my tab that has my email address. So I just clicked on it. So this is my inbox. It didn't close it out, and we don't want to close it out. If we wanted to close it out, we would click on this little X here, and you see if you hover over it, it says Close Tab. But we don't want to do that. Now what I could do is, well, I don't necessarily want to close it out, but I want it to be hidden somewhat. So if you right click on the tab and pin the tab, you see how it shortens it. So now all that's basically visible is the icon for the email. And you see I had two previously tabs that are pinned. So we're going to click on Open Class, so you see how it opened up. Now what we can do is we can also make Open Class a window. And how we can do that is we can click on Open Class with if you're using a mouse, you can use the left mouse button and drag Open Class. You see how it's dragged out? Now you see, now Open Class is in a brand new window all by itself. It is no longer in the initial window where my email box was. It is in a brand new window. In Firefox, if I wanted to add this tab back into the previous window, I can do that too. I can take this and drag it. Oh, let's try it again. I can take this and drag it right back over to the previous window. I can drag it out again, and then I can take the tab, drag it right back into that window. It's a lot of things that you can do, but we're going to focus on just tabs and windows in this tutorial. Now I can also, remember, you can toggle back and forth from window. You click window and then you click Mozilla Firefox. And just to give you an example, if I clicked on Google and then I click window, you see now I have choices of the open class window and the Google window. So wherever your last tab is, your most recent tab that you are viewing at the time, that's what you will be able to toggle back and forth with between each window. Now, if I click on my email and then I go back to window and I toggle new tab because that's the most recent tab that I clicked on in this window. And if I click window again, you see now it's changed to inbox because this is the selected tab within the window that I'm looking at. If I click on Google, go back to window, you see how it switches to Google. So this is how you toggle in between. Another way of toggling is also you can use the drag feature. So I can drag, I can pull down this window, and then you see that the original window is right behind it. They're right behind one another, so they don't disappear. And you can also, another option is you can minimize it. So you can click this little arrow here where you can minimize it. This, of course, will cause it to go full screen. If I click the green button, it goes full screen. If I click the yellow button, that will minimize it. The red button, of course, deletes it, and we don't want to do that. So that is another way of toggling between your windows. And just remember that your window that you have minimized, you have to remember where to go get it. Or, you can go down here and you can click on it and it can reopen. Or I'm going to minimize it again, and you can still click on window and click Google and it'll pop right back up. So either way, new tab, Google. You can drag between the two. You can minimize, and you can also use your window to toggle between two windows. You can open up as many windows as you like. You can also close your window by clicking File and Close Window, or you can close the most recent tab that you are currently visiting. Meaning, if I click on Open Class and I click File, Close Tab, it will close Open Class. It will not close out the previous tabs that I have open. So if I'm not looking at my email, I'm going to go back into Open Class again. So now I'm in Open Class and I want to close out this tab for whatever reason. I can either click on this X here to close the tab, or I can click File and Close Tab. I can also from here open up a new tab. If I want to unpin my tabs, I just right click, unpin tab. If I'm on my Mac and I'm not using my mouse and I'm using my trackpad, then I would still press. If you press down with two fingers and then slide down to unpin tab, and it unpins the tab. This concludes the tabs and windows tutorial on Firefox. Please proceed to the next tutorial.